Hey everyone, this is TC, your guiding chariot. Welcome to your daily reading. This is going to be for April 9th. Yes, 9th, Tuesday. We got a lot of aspects. I'm going to jump right into them. Let me turn that down. I always just turn the camera on. I never think about it. So, aspects. So we've got a bunch. So the moon is in a conjunction with Aries. So could be a little more assertive, even aggressive if it kind of gets a little out of control. Having our emotional side lined up, with Aries, our warrior planet. So something just to be aware of. It may make you a little more impulsive. It may be a call to action, so it could work out in your favor. This aspect tends to make us feel a little more courageous. Feelings might be a little stronger. You might run a little hotter. Outbursts could be likely. So just something to be aware of. Not necessarily something that, you have to be worried about, but, you have that warrior, a little bit of that warrior Aries energy attached to your emotions today. So don't let it, don't let the pot boil over, essentially. But, a little heat never hurt. Then we have two squares. You know how I love to talk about some squares. So the moon is in a square to Venus. This can bring a little bit of disappointment, especially in relationships. Not that anything's necessarily going bad, but again, when there's a square, it's trying to bring our attention to something. So you may be disappointed because you're kind of seeing some shortcomings, or you're seeing, where you and your partner aren't aligning. So some things may just be popping up that normally you don't notice, or normally, you just kind of let slide by. But for some reason today, they're going to be a little more naggy, and you're going to have a little harder time with them. This could also make you, or the people around you, or the people you're connected to, a little overly sensitive. So definitely something to be aware of. So having these two aspects, the moon in conjunction with Mars, and then in a square to Venus, you or others around you may be a little more prone to pop off, and then you and the people around could also be a little more sensitive. So definitely something to be aware of. If someone says something, you feel a certain way, process it for a minute. Don't just pop off right away, and don't necessarily assume the worst. It might be something to kind of help out, because you may just take things a little more personally than they really were meant to. You may say something that was a little hotter than what you intended. So just things to be aware of. Moon is also in a square to Neptune. So this also can make emotional relationships difficult, because of this kind of dreamy, fantastical energy of Neptune. It may even play with your escapist tendencies to just want to run away and just float around in this lovely dream bubble than have to face some tough issues. So two things you're definitely going to have to rise above. Rising above the want to just run away to dreamland, when things get hard, and also not being so sensitive, not taking things so harsh. I feel like there's going to be a lot of things that you kind of have to really get over these squares and push through whatever your attention is being pulled to. You really need to kind of buckle down a bit. These are some two sweeter, softer, wonderful planets, but in these squares, it kind of forces you to have to deal with some things. So in a way, this conjunction with Mars, although it may make you a little too gung-ho, might be coming in handy. It definitely will work through, or give you a little more courage to just kind of I don't want to say courage to push through, because this courage could make you impulsive and just make you shoot something out. But if you can harness it and use it effectively, then that's where the magic happens, where this ability to kind of push through these maybe sensitive feelings, or able to direct that emotion into something useful, that's where that's going to come in. All right. Last aspect I want to talk about. So since the moon is in a square to both Venus and Neptune, that probably could preempt, those two planets are in conjunction. So this aspect alone, if we took out the other three and just looked at this aspect alone, could be really, really positive. A lot of times this aspect could speak to new love, new romance coming in. It could even speak to, for those of you in a relationship, for an existing relationship, this could bring in some spiritual bonding, some more compassion, to just kind of help strengthen that connection. So beautiful. Opposite side of that same coin could bring in some disappointment if you've been ignoring like the red flags or ignoring signs of a bad relationship. So I talked about that, I think, with the Venus aspect, how like normally things you just kind of let go. Today they might be a little more naggy than they normally are. If you really look at that, it may highlight some real red flags that you were just kind of ignoring or just didn't want to admit. You're not going to be able to get away with that today. So if that's relevant to you, you know, you may need that Mars energy to help push you through and kind of just be like, hey, this isn't cool anymore. Either this changes or I need to go. You know, so again, I talked about it. You just may have to deal with some things today, and the squares are helping to just bring your attention to it, so you will deal with it and not just be all fluffy and let it go. At work, this aspect could make you a little daydreamy. Again, we have that Neptune influence. So work might be a little hard. Just throwing that out there. You may have to put some extra attention into focusing and buckling down. If you are off today, though, this is a great aspect to kind of indulge. If you have some free time, this would be a great aspect to kind of lean on and, you know, try a new hobby. Or if you have a creative outlet and creative hobby, this would be a great day to just go for it, express, do things you enjoy, go to dreamland, you know, with this. So if you have the luxury to live in this Neptunian influence, by all means go for it, have fun, be wild, live it up, call your friends, go, I don't know. I'm definitely going back to the beach again today. If you follow my Instagram, you know I was there earlier. Did I? Oh, maybe I didn't post it to my tarot Instagram. I think I posted on my personal Instagram. That might be a thing. I don't know. If I did post it, then you know. I got these awesome flowers. I was out grocery shopping and I saw these beautiful lilies. I just couldn't resist. So if you see them sticking in the photo, that's what they're doing there. Gorgeous. They smell lovely. I'm all about it. Make me real happy. I love having fresh flowers in the home. I don't know. Maybe I'm hitting this Neptune aspect a little early. Who knows? Or Venus aspect, could be either of them really. But that's really what I wanted to talk about as far as the aspects go. I really wanted to highlight that need to kind of buckle down and deal with some things. One, because to me, if you mix all four of those aspects together, that's really the main kind of thread I see for a lot of you, us out there. Plus our rune, we got Hagalaz, the rune of the ice seed. I remember the first time I read about this rune and I was like, what the hell is an ice seed? It's an interesting, so there's a whole runic poem and that's kind of explained in there. But essentially it's kind of like a sharp little piece of ice. So it may be painful to touch, where it, you know, it's cold, you know, could hurt someone, it's kind of disastrous. But if you melt it down, you know, like you could hurt someone with this ice seed, but if you melt it down, it becomes water, which is essential for all life. So in a way, this speaks to some temporary disruption or maybe an unwelcome change, but if you embrace it, welcome it, it can lead to some positive growth. Specifically, it may even speak to you having to create this disruption. You may have to cause change, the same way you need to melt this ice to get water. You may have to cause some type of disruption in your life right now that will open you up and allow you to reach a higher level or to have some growth or to welcome in some new perspective. So definitely something that you may have to embrace today, but I promise it's going to be like a short-term struggle for a long-term gain, right? Because you can't live without that water. So if you have to, you know, melt down this seed and get your hand cold for a little bit, you'll be fine because you'll have hydration after that. All right. So that's kind of what we're dealing with today. All right. I'm going to tilt us down so we can look at some cards. Oh, that was like almost 10 minutes. I was real chatty Cathy with those aspects. All right. So I have the Keepers of the Light deck. I like to use this deck when we have some tough things to deal with or some harsh aspects, because I like to use it to kind of bring our focus to what is good and where we can affect some change and not just kind of fall victim to the rough stuff. All right. Oh, okay. I love how that even flipped out so you guys can see it. That's awesome. All right, there we go. I was like, I don't feel like we got them all yet. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so first one. Shekinah, the sacred self. I love when we get this card. This image is just so free and empowered and light. I'm all about it. So prompt reads, unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. To me, this is a card of total self-expression. Doesn't matter what's going on, doesn't matter your circumstances, good, bad, happy, sad, left, right, up, down, but it's your true essence and being completely authentic and being you, and not the you built on your history, your experiences, the labels, just you living your best life, doing what brings you joy, living your purpose, not, if I make an example, I'm a single parent who was divorced, working at McDonald's, like that's not who you are, that's what you're doing, you know what I mean? Like who you are, I'm a creative spirit who, like this is so core to who you're, not who, but what your true nature is, all right? So this is without labels. This is just you releasing and expressing in the most free way possible. So I love when Shekinah pops up for us. And then we also got Freya, phases and cycles. A lot of moon imagery coming through with a lot of our cards. There is a beginning with every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. So we talked about this earlier with that square to Venus. Illusions are released. We're going to be seeing things, I don't even want to necessarily say clearer, but we're going to be seeing things in a way that we can no longer avoid them. Things are coming to a point where they have to be dealt with, and that's really what these aspects are trying to get you to do. It's time to deal with some things. We can't let them slide anymore. We are coming to the end of this phase. To start the new one, we need to tie up these loose ends. So we need to cut these cords in a way. Otherwise, they're going to hold us in this cycle. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it's going to keep you from growing. You're just going to have to repeat it over and over again until you can, kind of rise up. You kind of even look at the similar, like we both have a strong woman with a, bird, where this, I'm going to say it's a raven, where this raven is calm, quiet, closed. This dove is fully open, like fully open. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get to a full open expression. It's not the time to be poised. This phase is ending. That's why the raven is quiet and silent. Here we are trying to open up and begin this new, it's almost like you cracked open and then are just bursting out. And that cracking could be painful. Again, that Hagalas, there might be some temporary disappointment. So that cracking may hurt, but I promise. I'd like, yes, we're talking about you, buddy. Yes, I got it. Yes, so that cracking may be painful, but it is worth it. Go ahead, crack the shell. What's that phrase? You can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs? Legit. It's where we are right now. All right, Spirit, what do we need to know about the energies for today and how to use them successfully for our betterment and our evolution? Very good. Like that. Bottom of the deck right now, Ace of Earth, our abundance. How do we get there? What blocks still remain? Right. Oh, starting out strong. First card, Chariot. So could be dealing with a Cancer. You could be the Cancer. But Chariot card, swift forward movement, success, victory, protection. Also, you think of a chariot. The rider is encompassed in the chariot. You're kind of in a little shell, like the Cancer. That's why this is the Cancer card. So there's also safety. kind of put in here. So if you are dealing with anything, know that you are safe. You are not in danger. But there may be some difficult things we need to deal with. Definitely could be a Cancer. Here we have the messenger of water. So it could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Messenger of water. So this would be the Knight of Cups. So again, this could be that new romance coming in. We talked about that with the Venus conjunction with Neptune. So this could be a new suitor coming in. This could be an emotional offer. This could even be an apology coming in. But two heavy indicators, you may be working with a water sign, or I may be speaking directly to my water babies, especially my Cancers out there. Ooh. And then we get the Magician card. Love this card. So, although this isn't the card for Aries, I'm definitely getting a lot of Mars influence here. One, because of that conjunction, but the Magician is really about being the master. You need to be taking control. You need to be taking control of this situation. And you have the power to do it. Again, the Magician holds all the aces. Cups, Pentacles, Wands, Swords. He holds all 4 aces. He can bend the elements to his will. He is controlling everything. He can bend reality to whatever he wants. So you are in control. You're protected, in control. You have the ability to process whatever this message is. I almost want to say this could even be coming from inside of you, from your own intuition almost. This may not even be an external person. But whatever signals you're getting, you are more than capable to act on them. Ooh, look at that. And then you have the Hierophant card, so it could be a Taurus. To me, the Hierophant card is, yes, it is learning, but it's commitment, it's tradition, it's long lasting. Again, I talked about with Hagalaz, temporary struggle for long-term gain. This is something that you are going to be setting up that's going to last for a while. Not the struggle now, but the growth, the advancement, whatever you're resolving here, this new cycle is something very powerful that will have lasting benefits. This isn't even really a romantic card, but even looking at it, I keep getting drawn to this chalice. So you have a lot of water here. Magician, I talked about holding all the aces, including the Ace of Cups, and then it's almost like here you go again with another Ace of Cups with this chalice in this Hierophant card. So again, more kind of talk about relationships and emotional well-being. Woo! Temptation card. So this is the Devil card. So to me, this is the warning about not falling for the deceptions, the tricks, all those things I talked about with that Venus square that normally we just kind of let by, or he's not the nicest guy and he doesn't really support me when I talk about things, but he's real cute. At least he makes a lot of money. Like these are the things that tempt us, that keep us in this situation. No longer. If that's really your situation, and again, this is a real loose example. This could be happening even in work, with a friend. Like, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. But I think for most of us that this is resonating, it is going to be more romantic, but take it to your circumstances. But this is coming up as all those things that in the past have made us not embrace our power, think that we weren't capable of this change, thinking it'll pass, what I mean? These are the things that gave us excuses. You're running out of excuses, all right? And you don't want to be dealing with this anymore. You don't want to be accepting this anymore. Those messages are coming through to get you to see these for really what they are. All that glitters is not gold, my friend. And look at that. And then you get the King of Fire. So it could also be involved with a fire sign. So Aries, Leo, Sag. But honestly, I feel this to be the romance coming in. Definitely could be the Messenger of Water, because the Knight of Cups usually can signify a romantic partner coming in. But this King of Fire is truly passionate, and also very action oriented. If this is a lover, The King of Fire is someone who is passionate, impulsive, and is coming in willing to put in the effort, willing to take action. This is what you want. You don't want someone being passive about how they feel about you. You want someone, you know, and even if I put these two together, this is someone who, yes, is passionate, but they are also committed. They're not going anywhere. You know, they're in it for the long haul. Again, that is what you want. So this, I think, is really what we're trying to bring in, where, you know, whatever these temptations are standing in the way. If you keep clinging to these, you won't be able to recognize this person when they come along. So you need to take control of the situation and get rid of these temptations so that this guy can slide right on in. All right? And I say guy, you know, it's not about gender. Just because it's a king doesn't mean this isn't a woman. But again, we're working on the whole theme of this reading. Remember, Ace of Earth. This is our Ace of Pentacles. So we know this is about getting our abundance and having what we desire come into fruition and manifest. For some of us, there's some temptations that are keeping our focus on the wrong things. All right, so these need to be addressed if they haven't, and I think today they are definitely going to be highlighted because of these aspects. So if you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, you may see those today and you're like, oh, yeah, that's not good. I don't want that in my relationship. Or, you know, this has been a problem for a while and I've just kind of been letting go. And you know what? It's still happening. It hasn't changed. I need to do something about this. And that's either, just because it's a problem doesn't mean it can't be, you have to walk away. If the person is open, you know, then things can be changed. You know, but it's about you taking the initiative and taking control of the situation to be like, hey, here's a thing that's on my mind. This needs to be fixed. If someone's like, well, that's how it is, you're going to have to deal with that. And you're like, well, I'm not going to deal with it, so peace out, home dog. You know, like that's kind of what's going on. Getting rid of these temptations. Even the like bite in this apple is in the shape of a heart. So a lot of, you know, romantic themes going on. So definitely, you know, and then King of Fire even holding a heart. It's almost kind of like he's that missing piece. Like accepting these, you're accepting, you know, a bitten, you know, used apple. This King of Fire has the piece to complete it. So you're not settling for someone else's used apple. You're getting a complete whole apple. Or peach, or whatever that is. I don't know. But it's kind of where I'm getting at. So again, if there are things that need to be dealt with in your life, there's no better day than today. You know, take the action now. Utilize that conjunction with Mars. Definitely will help make you a little more impulsive, a little more courageous. If you got to say something and speak up, now's the time to do it. Because all there is now, right? Okay, my friends, I'm going to send you off there. Be courageous today. Be honest with yourself. Be true to, you know, this full expression of who you are. And, you know, and just surrender. Surrender and embrace whatever it is that comes your way today. Okay? Send you guys all my love. Take care. As always, thank you for joining me with watching today's video. Also, thank you for all the likes, comments, subscriptions, all that beautiful stuff. You guys are my heroes. Take care. I love you guys so much. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram. I finally started using it again. I know I was on hiatus for social media for a bit. Hopefully I'll get back into that. I may post some more tomorrow. We'll see. I'll probably get back to the beach and maybe I'll take a deck with me and pull some cards. Who knows? You never know. But yeah. So hit me up there, and as always, if you want to connect for a personal reading, all that info will be in the description box. Love you guys. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, they probably are posting or uploading as this is going up. I did start filming the love readings, so half of them are going up with this video. The other half will be up tomorrow, probably tomorrow afternoon at some point, or I'll just upload them with the daily and they'll be up, you know, later on. But the other 6 should be up tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Get excited. Definitely hit the notification bell so you know when your sign pops up. And yeah, enjoy. Of course, I changed the format again for all my regular viewers. You know, for some reason the other videos stay the same, but the love reading I always change up. I don't have an answer for it, and I've kind of embraced it, and I just enjoy seeing what what each month will bring. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think. But yeah, sending you out. Have a good one. Take care and enjoy today. Love you guys. Bye.